To most people, a ranch is a brand, a symbol, a place of open land and freedom. But for those born into it, ranch life is not an image, it's a condition. One that quietly shapes the mind long before words are formed. Children raised on ranches learn early that comfort is earned, not given. Isolation isn't frightening, it's normal. Silence becomes familiar. Responsibility arrives long before adulthood. There are no crowds to blend into, no systems to fall back on, only land, animals, weather, and time. This environment doesn't just teach skills, it builds a psychological framework, one rooted in self-reliance, awareness, and endurance. Ranch kids don't grow up asking what the world owes them. They grow up asking what the work requires. This documentary isn't about romanticizing ranch life. It's about understanding how generations shaped by land and livestock develop a mental toughness that rarely gets named but defines who they become. Isolation on a ranch is not loneliness, it's instruction. Distance forces reflection. Silence sharpens awareness. With fewer distractions, thoughts grow louder, deeper, and harder to escape. Ranch-raised individuals often develop strong internal worlds. They learn to process problems alone, to sit with uncertainty, and to endure without immediate reassurance. This builds resilience, but it also creates emotional patterns that differ from urban life. Feelings are rarely discussed. Work comes first. Needs are secondary. Over time, emotions are expressed through action rather than words. Fix the fence, check the water, move forward. This doesn't mean ranchers lack emotion. It means emotion is managed differently, quietly, privately, and with discipline. Isolation becomes a forge. It strengthens the mind, but it also leaves marks. On a ranch, help is often hours or days away. This reality imprints deeply. When something breaks, you fix it. When animals suffer, you act. When weather turns, you adapt. Over generations, self-reliance stops being a skill and becomes identity. Ranchers don't wait for permission. They don't expect rescue. They take responsibility, even when the burden is heavy. This mindset creates confidence and capability, but it can also make asking for help feel like failure. Many ranch-raised individuals carry this trait into every part of life, often struggling in systems built on dependence or bureaucracy. What the outside world calls stubbornness is often learned survival. Self-reliance isn't arrogance, it's memory. Ranch life runs on cycles, not clocks. Calving seasons, grazing rotations, weather patterns, birth and loss repeat year after year. This cyclical rhythm shapes how ranchers think about time. Patience is learned early. Results are not instant. Some lessons take decades. Living this way builds long-term thinking. Ranchers plan for years, not weeks. They accept loss as part of life and renewal as something earned. This creates emotional steadiness, but also quiet acceptance of hardship that outsiders often misunderstand. Time on a ranch doesn't rush. It teaches endurance. Many ranchers struggle to explain who they are without sounding simple or incomplete. Their strength is rarely verbal. It lives in habits, choices, and silence. They don't talk about resilience, they practice it. They don't seek recognition, they seek function. This unspoken strength passes from generation to generation, shaping families in ways even they don't fully articulate. This is the psychological legacy of ranch life. Quiet, durable, often invisible. And it's worth understanding because it explains not just how ranches survive, but how the people who live on them endure. On a ranch, emotions are rarely expressed in words. Instead, they manifest through action. When a fence collapses or a calf struggles, feelings are channeled into work. Panic, frustration, and grief are managed silently. This emotional restraint isn't suppression, it's learned control. Ranch-raised individuals develop an ability to stay calm under pressure, think clearly in emergencies, and act decisively when stakes are high. Over decades, these habits become a defining trait, shaping behavior even off the ranch. While outsiders might mistake quiet for indifference, this composure is survival. Life on the land demands it. Every season, every storm, every lost or sick animal reinforces this mental discipline. This chapter shows how silent fortitude becomes an ingrained skill, passed down through generations, and why it makes ranchers uniquely capable but also occasionally misunderstood in other social contexts. Ranch life is full of calculated risks. Weather, livestock behavior, equipment failures, and isolation all carry consequences. Risk isn't avoided, it's managed. Generations of ranchers learn to assess danger quickly. Decisions are made with incomplete information, often relying on intuition honed over decades. This develops confidence, mental toughness, and an uncanny ability to read the land and animals simultaneously. Yet risk also teaches humility. One wrong move can cost time, resources, or livestock. Ranchers grow used to managing fear, balancing caution with action, and trusting themselves when no one else is around. This relationship with risk becomes a mental signature of ranch life, measured, practical, and grounded in experience rather than abstract theory. On multi-generational ranches, children inherit not just land, but responsibility. They feel the weight of family legacy from an early age. Expectations are unspoken but palpable. Maintain the land, care for livestock, uphold traditions. Success isn't optional, it's a matter of survival. These pressures shape behavior, instill discipline, and sometimes create internal conflicts between personal desires and family duty. Understanding this dynamic is key to understanding ranch psychology. Each generation absorbs lessons in resilience, accountability, and foresight not through lectures, but through lived experience. Legacy can be motivating, but it can also be burdensome. This chapter examines how ranch life teaches loyalty, endurance, and the unspoken rules that guide decisions on and off the property. Ranchers often define themselves through their work, but their identity is more than just land ownership or cattle management. It's a mindset, a philosophy, a way of navigating life. This identity emphasizes patience, responsibility, and a deep connection to nature. Ranch-raised individuals carry these traits beyond the fences into business, community, and family life. Even in urban settings, the lessons of self-reliance, resilience, and practical problem-solving remain embedded. However, this strong identity can also make change difficult. Ranchers may resist shortcuts, trends, or advice that contradicts long-learned principles. Adaptation requires balancing tradition with innovation, a tension that defines modern ranch life. The psychological strength of ranch life is profound, but it comes at a cost. Isolation, responsibility, and generational pressure can contribute to stress, anxiety, and emotional fatigue. Mental health is rarely discussed on ranches. Asking for help is often seen as weakness. Yet, awareness is growing. Understanding the mental landscape of ranch life is crucial for supporting longevity, productivity, and personal well-being. Ranchers learn to cope through routine, problem-solving, and connection with the land, but they also benefit from community, mentorship, and conversation. Recognizing the emotional side of ranch life isn't a sign of weakness, it's part of sustaining the lifestyle for future generations. Generations living on a ranch inherit more than land. They inherit rhythm, responsibility, and unspoken lessons etched into the landscape. Every fence post, water tank, and trail tells a story of endurance and adaptation. Children absorb resilience without lectures. They witness setbacks, weather events, and animal loss, learning to respond instead of complain. This silent education cultivates patience and fortitude, traits that persist long after adolescence. Mental toughness emerges naturally alongside humility. Success is measured quietly through survival, livestock health, and the land's condition. Emotional strength blends with practical skills, creating adults capable of navigating challenges both on the ranch and beyond. The land teaches, and those who listen become stewards of both animals and heritage, carrying forward traditions while shaping their own identities. Ranch life instills a profound awareness of natural cycles. Weather dictates work, grazing rotations shape pastures, births and deaths mark seasons. This constant dialogue with nature cultivates adaptability. Ranchers recognize subtle signs: soil, dryness, grass growth, or animal behavior as critical cues for action. Their decision-making is informed by observation and experience, reinforcing the value of patience. The mind becomes attuned to patterns and consequences. Every action has impact. Awareness extends beyond immediate tasks, embedding lessons about responsibility, cause and effect, and long-term thinking that few other lifestyles demand. Isolation on the ranch is balanced by interdependence. Families rely on each other, neighbors share labor during calving season, and knowledge passes hand to hand. This duality shapes social intelligence. Individuals learn self-reliance while understanding the importance of collaboration. Trust and responsibility intertwine. The mind develops both independence and empathy, an unusual combination forged in open spaces and shared labor. Such experiences shape decision-making, emotional resilience, and the capacity to manage complex responsibilities, forming a psychological blueprint that persists throughout life. Identity is inseparable from land and livestock. Ranchers carry the weight of family legacy alongside the pride of competence. Daily work reinforces values like discipline, honesty, and endurance, forming a mindset resilient to external pressures. Every success and setback contributes to a long-term narrative. Children learn from observation. Adults mentor through example. And traditions endure because the land demands consistency. This creates a sense of purpose that anchors life choices, career paths, and relationships. The psychological imprint of ranch life extends far beyond the property boundaries, shaping who these individuals are and how they approach the world. The strength of ranch life is quiet but undeniable. It teaches responsibility, endurance, and respect for both animals and the land. These lessons, passed from one generation to the next, ensure the survival of traditions and the American West itself. Stories of resilience and innovation, whether managing fences, water systems, or cattle, continue to define the ranching experience. By documenting these lives, Ranch Revival America preserves the lessons, hardships, and victories of those who keep ranches alive. If the resilience, ingenuity, and dedication of ranchers inspire you, subscribe to Ranch Revival America. Join a community that honors the land, values hard work, and celebrates the people who sustain the Western way of life. More stories are waiting, and every subscription helps keep these traditions visible, relevant, and thriving.